I thank God I was not listening to "Lick Me Up and Down" at the age of 6 and 7 and 8.
Hey, that was my that was my stuff.
And that's why you got as many kids as you got.
This is an Iwebu production.
Period.
Recently, I was looking at Tim Ross's podcast, and he had Jackie Hill Perry on. She's an author, artist, poet, all those things, man. And so she has something very powerful that she said. I want to go over this. Look at this video right here.
I have a challenge for whoever's listening. I've been wanting to put this on social media. I ain't did it yet because I ain't feel like the Lord wanted me to. But I do now.
Great.
With this, which is I would challenge anybody to do a secular music fast for 30 days. And in that time, listen to gospel, listen to worship, listen to CCM, Hillsong Bethel, I don't care. Listen to the people and be asking God to renew your mind. And I guarantee you, after a month, you will see a shift in your life with God. I guarantee you. That's it.
Challenge accepted.
So, yes, secular music. I know this is one of those arguments that the believers love to have.
You can have everything else, but don't touch that.
Yeah, don't touch this. Don't touch the music. Is it sin? Is it not sin? Is it good? Is it not good? What's demonic? Is the whole industry demonic? Yeah. I think it's a big conversation to have as believers. So, babe, I know this is probably more of something for you. Yeah. I grew up listening to Christian music my whole life. It wasn't anything I had to find or,
it was R&B. R&B gospel out there.
For sure.
I'm like, man, that stuff, they just really wanted
Men of Standard.
They wanted to talk about, some
but they was talking about Jesus.
Love and they wanted to talk about some nasty things, but they just put Jesus' name on it.
I thank God I was not listening to "Lick Me Up and Down" at the age of 6 and 7 and 8.
That was my stuff.
And that's why you got as many kids as you got.
Hey, you might be thinking that song. Why you even say that? That's a trigger.
Yeah.
That's a trigger.
It actually should be a trigger of why you shouldn't.
What y'all know about Silk's first album, man? I might be dating myself. Silk, all Silk's albums.
Y'all, forgive him and continue to pray for his salvation in the Lord. But you have more of a story of kind of needing to step away just from music and how it impacted you. Would you like to share with the people?
Yeah, so music is everything to me. Growing up with it, like we were just talking about, R&B, 90s R&B. Woo, don't play with me with 90s R&B. I'm talking about the Jodeci's, the Silks, Mary J, Men at Large. Some names y'all don't even know. Keith Sweat,
Who's Men at Large?
Yeah, y'all don't know. That's, again, you got to really be on your stuff.
I keep forgetting you're older than me, too.
Yes, I am. And my mother always put me on. I mean, really, my mom had music playing, all the different R&B and everything. So I just loved music. So when I first got saved, one of the things was we had a corporate fast at our church. And when it came down to like Daniel fast or something, it wasn't that big of a thing to me. Like food isn't that big. Obviously, you could probably see me. Like I don't just snack. I don't eat much. I eat when it's time to eat. Don't get it wrong. I still am a foodie, but I eat probably like just really regular 2 to 3 meals per day or whatever. So I was just like, I was telling the sister at the church, I was like, I don't really feel like that's a big of a sacrifice for me. And she was like, it don't have to be food, Nandi. She was like, you could do what is really hard for you to give up. I was like, my music. I'm talking about when I first got up in the morning for work. I'm got my Paul Wall on, my Chameleon there, my Slim Thug, Trey and Zero. Jesus. I'm talking about I'm pulling up bumping every morning when I'm getting to work because that was what got me hyped and that's what got me going.
Zero.
Oh
yeah. Depressing.
Well, I hate you. Like, little give
exactly.
don't get me going.
Depressing.
Hey, shout out to everybody.
He will have you not liking women.
Huh?
He will have you not liking women.
Hey, listen, I feel like Trey and Zero spoke my life. Like,
it makes sense.
I had to listen.
I had to tell him
delivered from Trey and Zero.
Remember I told you I was like, you don't need to listen to him no more.
Well, first off, I wasn't on it that hard, but it was. No, this when I was in like moderation of that. Okay. So just to make it clear, before you kind of jumped way ahead, but just to make it clear. There were certain times when I would listen to it whenever I was upset with her in our first like couple years or so. I would be listening to Trey and Zero. Yes. And I would get my mind right. Like I felt like somebody knew what I was going through in some ways. I don't know.
They're so
relatable.
annoying.
But let's go back. So go back to that time. I was like, well, music is actually my thing to give up.
Yeah.
That's really my sacrifice. Lord, I'm going to sacrifice this, and I'm going to only listen to praise and worship. And I had knew of Christian hip hop artists. I believe B Shock at that time. I had bought one of his CDs or something, and some other artists. And I was like, okay, this is all I'm gonna listen to. I'm gonna sacrifice. So I gave my CD book to another sister at the church. I gave it to her. Said, hey, listen, take this. Please don't give it back to me till after the fast. And I went all in on nothing but Christian music. And let me tell you, fasting, praying, asking God to change my heart, letting that music minister to my soul, it changed everything. It was a game changer. I'm talking about, I didn't even know there were so many dope artists in Christian hip hop, because for me, it couldn't have just been worship. For y'all, it probably can be. But for me, I needed something more. I mainly listen to hip hop. I didn't listen to like a lot of R&B. So I was like, okay, man, I still kind of get my hip hop fix. So it made me tap into Lecrae and Thizzle, Triple E, and all these different artists out there in Christian hip hop, KB. I'm talking about these fire artists. And I was like, are you serious? It made me discover a whole new gem. Let me tell y'all something right now. The gem that y'all don't know about, for y'all that are just straight mainstream, or y'all only listen to worship music and then the rest is all ratchet music, y'all do not know. There is a gem out there that is not uncovered yet. They don't want you to know about it. It's called Christian hip hop, CHH. There are artists like Lecrae, KB, my wife, TK Lee. All these other artists out there that are way more fire than those that are in the secular realm of things. Now, mind you, the reason why Jackie Hill Perry is saying doing this and asking God to transform your heart during this time is because you also have to be intentional about this. Because at the same time I was seeking him, I wasn't just doing it to just be doing it. Like, you know how sometimes people fast and it's more about just the food than actually getting the closeness with God and really hearing from God? Like, no, you really have to do this and say, Lord, change my heart, transform me. Like, I want a pure heart, Lord. Start dealing with some of those things that you put up on the rug. So when I went and I started listening to this Christian hip hop, and I'm only listening to worship, I'm talking about the worship, I started listening to worship on the way to work. My whole attitude started to change. And I came out renewed. I came out thinking that it was cool to not be having sex outside of marriage. I came out thinking that it was cool to not be smoking and drinking and all that. They were making all this dope music, and it started to transform my heart. If you don't know, all the music that you're listening to, it is going in your ear gate, and it is sitting in is sitting and marinating in your heart. That eventually comes out in your actions, how you speak. You're talking about you don't want to cuss no more or whatever. Okay, stop listening to cussing music. Okay, you're talking about you don't want to be a cheater no more. Well, dang, stop listening to music that glorifies cheating. You don't want to smoke, you don't want to drink. What do you think that most of the music that you're listening to that's in the mainstream, what are they talking about?
Right.
Most of them are talking about all of those things. The crazy thing is you are just the fiend that they're serving, because most of them cats, they don't even live like that. They nothing but WWE superstars. They're faking it. They're faking it, and they just giving you what you want. You just a dope fiend for their music.
Facts.
And they don't even live like that. That's why a lot of people mess with Jay-Z. Because at least his music is progressing as he's progressed. What he's talking about is progressing as he's progressing. Most of these artists aren't doing those things. And so I say that to say, man, yes, do that. Take this time in. Like, take a challenge. Let go of it, man. You have to insert something different to get a different output. You have to do that. What's good, family? We want to pause for a quick moment. Hope you're getting tremendous value from this video, but we want to share with you, it shows that about 49% of you who are watching right now are not subscribed.
49%. Listen, y'all, it's free to subscribe. It's free to hit the notification bells. And if you keep coming back, you keep watching, that means you like the vibe. So join the family, click that notification bell, click the subscribe button. We would so totally appreciate it.
Yes, we will. Back to the show, man. What you think about it, babe?
Yeah, I mean, overall, I think to stay I'm gonna step outside of the lane of music, just on ending on the part that you just ended on, like the women that I talk to, that I coach, friends, people, like everyone wants to be better, but like hardly anyone is really willing to do something different. People want to be a better whatever, wife, mom, believer. You want more power. You want more authority. Like we want to know, even when people ask me questions like, how do you hear God so clearly? Or how do you know when it's God? How do you know? And it's like, well, when I look at their lives and I see all worldly stuff outside of you going to church on Sunday, I'm just like, yeah, well, yeah, you haven't trained your ears to even know God's voice. Like you haven't, it's so much clutter. And so, although I don't think that secular music is a sin, now some music is absolutely demonic, violent, crazy. I remember I was trying to listen to something. I don't know who it was, but it was in my car. It was in the car, and I was like, good God. Like it just started.
Taste buds change.
Huh?
Your taste buds.
Absolutely.
Change.
Cannot just listen to straight cussing, ratchet. Like, I just cannot do it. It makes me feel weird.
It feel weird sometimes when you're just talking to somebody and they cuss us. You're like, ooh, ouch. And sometimes it's not too big to me, but sometimes I'm like, okay, ooh. Okay.
It depends. I think it also depends on the cuss word.
Yeah.
It also depends on the cuss word. Like them F-bombs be kind of going crazy. Like Jesus. But you do kind of notice it a little bit more.
You notice it way more.
You notice it more when you're not a cursor. Like I just got asked that in an interview about cursing, and they was like, "Do you curse?" And I said, "Well, if I hit my toe hard enough, I don't know." But like on just a regular conversation, like I just. Doing. It's kind of weird, but back to the point that I was making about changing, wanting more, wanting to change. You want your marriage to change. Y'all listening to cheating music. Y'all listening to women are hoes. Y'all listening to men ain't nothing. Y'all listening to, it's like, y'all, like, come on. At least if you go listen to R&B, listen to love making music of somebody talking about their lady and they woman. Like, so I just think that like, we got to get real. Not like, it's not even deep and spiritual. It's actually a practical look at your life. What are you letting your soul marinate on? What are you letting your spirit set in? What are you allowing yourself to be around? That's like, I hardly listen to music with words. Like I'm a jazz girl. Give me some good instrumentals and some good classical piano, vibey music, and I'm straight. And if I do listen to words, if I do listen to R&B, I tend to lean back in the 80s and 90s because today's music,
oh, they tripping.
Sheesh.
They tell you to do everything.
It's so violent. And then
even R&B is not even R&B no more. I mean, you got some.
R&B is like turn over, bend over, knock you out, die. You be like, I thought I was gonna two-step with my man. Like now I'm like, you gonna knock me out. So overall, I just want to say this. Just like be real, y'all. Like be real. You know music. It's not always heaven or hell, but is it good? You know, as you get older, you want more out of life. You are going to, like, y'all, we gotta give up something, you know, like we gotta give up something. And then what you realize as you give up, as you sacrifice these things and say, you know what, Lord, I'm gonna just see what happens. You'll find out that you don't even want it anymore. Like you'll find out you don't even desire certain things, and that's including music. Like I just don't desire Megan Thee Stallion and Lotto or any of them. Like I'm cool. Nobody's married. Nobody's talking about the morals that I have. It's just. And just be real. You know that stuff is sitting in your spirit.
Yeah, and they such actors. Like
they're straight up actors.
Me that most of
they
them,
do all of that and go home and lay up with they boo. Like they husbands sometimes. Yeah, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B. Like they do all this, get a bag, move on to the next, and they get in the bed and lay with him. Yeah, but you're married. Like so,
you're actually the breadwinner.
Yeah. So it's just be real, look at it, and stop giving people your ear and your attention and your time. Even, okay, that's going off topic. Even what you watch, TV shows, like a lot of women are allowing certain men to do certain stuff to them because they are we are so flooded and full of the world. Yeah. We are so full of secular morals and principles that you confusing the word. It's a little bit of Jesus, a little bit of world, a little bit of secular, a little bit of Cardi B, a little bit of Sarah Jakes, a little bit of TD Jakes, a little bit of Real Housewives, a little bit, like it's a little bit of everything. That's why you're so confused and you don't have no morals because 7 different principles are trying to teach you.
Yes.
So it's confusing. And so just make everything line up to where you want to go, including your music.
Let me tell you, go ahead and listen. That challenge,
Do it.
y'all should do it, man.
Yeah.
I want to know who gonna do it. Like somebody in the chat or right there in the comments, let us know. Like, man, go ahead and do this challenge. We're just telling you from some people who have done that.
Yeah.
We did it. Let me tell you, after I came off of that fast, I was different. I actually probably for over a year or so, I didn't really listen to any like secular music for a while. Again,
Yeah.
my taste buds had changed. My eyes were open.
Yeah.
That I was on some filth. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
And this closeness with God came, man. And it was just a transformational experience. So now, like, hey, do y'all listen to those things? Sometimes, but it's a clean version
Yeah.
of any of those things. I can't listen to Train Zero and them no more. I'll be depressed.
Right.
I cannot do those things.
Yeah.
But now we can do those things in moderation, and really our taste buds have changed. I think that
Yes.
both of us now, we're probably more on podcasts and
Yeah.
sermons and things of that. Like we
Yeah.
don't even listen to those. Our whole stereo system is turned into a library, and we're just trying to learn as much as possible. But anyway, that don't have to be you. Listen, take the challenge that
Yeah.
Jackie Hill said. I want to know right now, are you going to be the one who takes that challenge? Put it down in the comments below. And we also want to know, what progress have you seen after those 30 days?
Yes.
Hey, thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you could do us a huge favor, please hit that like button and please subscribe.
Yes, and please do not forget to hit that notification bell. We need y'all to be locked in every single time we drop this fire content. Also, we need y'all to follow us on all social media platforms at the Ewables. And look, we will see y'all on the next video.